Hello everybody, and welcome to my first video in a two-part series about my first initial impressions of the game. In this first video I'll be talking about my initial impressions of the Templar class, and in the second one I shall be talking about my initial impressions of the game itself. Now, I'm just running some background footage here of the beginning of the game in the starting area, which personally I find gives you a really good insight into the actual story and the realm of the game. Particularly useful for identifying the big bad bastard Molag Bal at the beginning. However, it doesn't really plunge you into much class detail yet. So, here I am as a Templar. I've had my sights fixed on this class for a while because I typically play the paladin tanking kind of guy at most MMORPGs. You know, if he wears heavy armor, wields a big bastard hammer, and shoots lightning bolts from his eyes, then albeit. So, my first initial impressions of the Templar class. Now, here's weapon selection. This is like my second run through on a Templar here, just to get some nice footage of the beginning area. Hammer or sword and shield? I really want the hammer, but I have to go for the sword and shield because of a thing which annoys me quite a bit. As with all MMOs which talk about classes and stuff before the release, they always emphasize this is your class, make it what you want it to be. So I thought, I shall tank with a two-handed hammer. That's not the case, because the class skills, or rather the weapon skills the Templar comes with, the defensive ones are focused primarily on the sword and shield combination, not the two-handed hammers, which, I mean, it's pretty obvious a sword and shield is going to take more than two hammers, but I just feel that the bonuses I'd miss out on if I went tanking with a two-handed hammer would be too great. Yeah, so that kind of annoyed me, but I'd still happily go around with a sword and shield. I'd love that as well. So yeah, it's just, I wouldn't say it's minor, it's definitely big. Sword and shield is what I'm going to be playing with for 50 odd levels, so but it's not something which has turned me off the class completely. I still find it quite interesting. Now, here I've leveled up. I might go into character screen. Here we go to the level up skills page. Oh, that lovely hide shield. Let's talk to this rather tall woman. One-handed shield increased to 3. Typical old scrolls there. Use it. Level it up. Brilliant. Love it. Just skipping through this. I'm sure most of you watching this who played the beta have already gone through this numerous times, as have I. So let's have a gander, shall we? Probably upgrade. What should we? Stamina. Skills. Here's the one-handed shield skills. Absolutely, I love these a lot, especially for your tanking. The fortress passive ability I'm liking as well, and sword and board. That's why I've gone for a one-handed shield. Yeah, you can see class skills here for every weapon skills rather. Class skills, Adric Spear. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Adric Spear is your light-based damage dealing. Dawn's Wrath is more fire and light, of course, blinding light. Restoring light, light-based healing. Loving that as a tanking paladin. That's probably what I'm going to put my most points into, as well as Dawn's Wrath. The reason I don't like Adric Spear is because it focuses around a spear. And I'm not a spear kind of guy. I'm a hammer type of guy. So, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. So the Templar is this travelling, chivalrous knight who goes around helping those in need and slaying the enemies of the world. He's the beacon of the just and the righteous. However, if you want to descend him into the depths of evil, then the class represents a wonderful character, background, and personal development opportunities to do so. I thoroughly believe character development in any MMORPG is a fundamental asset, whether it be by the player or the creators of the game. After all, it is your representation and your avatar in the world. It is you in the world of Tamriel. Confidence is a beast that grows two heads for each. It's been a rather short impression of the Templar class from me. I've only played through 3 beta weekends. However, what I'm seeing so far, I love very much. In most MMORPGs, I play the light-wielding based warrior, also referred to as paladins in most games, who goes around tanking all the instances, travelling the world, looking to destroy things which are bigger than a typical human and look rather evil. Nods. And I've got my heavy armour, my tall and muscular looks, my square jaw, most importantly the bald head. I won't be running around with my two-handed hammer tanking, which is a bit of a disappointment to myself. However, I will be using the one-handed weapon and shield combination, as the bonuses to tanking are wonderful, and I still enjoy it very much. So, this was the first in a two-part video about my first initial impressions of the game. The second one will focus more on the game, the world, the story, the looks, which look beautiful. So please stay tuned for that future video. If you like this and want to see more in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you, and good luck.